Remember, there are no rules in cooking. Taste this.
So we're right now in Sabor Colombiano. It's one of our clients. We're in downtown Los Angeles. They make totally authentic Colombian cuisine. One of the great things about this business is you get to learn so much about these different cuisines. There's two foods in particular we're going to look at today. There's the empanada, which is one of the most popular foods throughout Los Angeles. These guys are, they're Colombian, so it's kind of a Colombian variant. But you find it in Mexican cuisine and Argentinian throughout the Caribbean. And then there's another food that we're going to look at, buñuelo or pan de queso. It's a cheese bread that's either baked or deep fried. There's a couple different variants, and we're going to show them how they can save time and do it with our machine. So in general, we can do business with big, distribution companies. That's great. But we also, one of the cool things is we hear from businesses like this all the time. What happens is they have a food like an empanada. It's a delicious food, and what happens is it takes a lot of time to make by hand. Okay, so they look, they check things out, they find us on the internet, and they see that we can do it from a machine. It's really cool being in Los Angeles. We're kind of right down the street. They can come. In fact, they're going to come down to our factory and do a trial. So we're going to see how well we can approximate what they've been doing for, probably decades and decades, if not generations, on our machine.
Hola, muy buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes, Rosario. ¿Cómo está?
Bienvenido a Sabor Colombiano.
Gracias. Guys, I'm here with Rosario from Sabor Colombiano, and we're going to see if we can make empanadas today. Entonces, Rosario, porque tenemos que probar la máquina, tenemos que ver exactamente así como ustedes hacen las empanadas.
Claro.
Bueno,
Okay.
Listo.
Listo, vamos a ver
Vamos.
qué es lo que tú deseas.
The chef prepares the inside mixture that will go inside of the empanadas, and it's made up of flour, masa, and carnitas. It's then mixed in a bowl and prepared evenly with some special seasonings. The meat is then added with a signature salsa dish to make the taste even fabulous. These are authentic empanadas. We mix the mixture, fold everything so it's nice and incorporated, and then we start to make the actual empanada mix. All of the ingredients go inside of a mixer. It's then turned on to the right potential consistency, then taken and ready to be formed. The empanada dough goes on the table. It gets put in a special press called the lasa. The lasa presses the dough and forms it nicely. And then with a quick fix of the hand, it's folded together and you make beautiful looking empanadas. The empanadas can be filled with seafood, meat, cheese, vegetables, or even fruit. They're widely popular throughout Latin and South America. Thought to have originated in Spain, where the Empanada Festival is part of a Galician culture. The name comes from the empanada, or to coat with bread. Variations of this portable meals are found in Cornish pastries, Italian calzones, or turnovers. Most all cultures have some sort of traditional pocket or meat pie food. It's quite simple. They're very portable, easy to make, and of course they don't have plenty to be eaten. Empanadas are the traditional Latin version of the Hot Pocket, an American version. Empanadas can also be a great part of a tapas meal. Served as a snack, appetizers with a dipping sauce, the empanadas can be shared by everyone. They can be plated, sized, filled with meat, vegetables, in a main dish, or smaller, or even filled with dessert. Sprinkle with a little bit of confectionery sugar and you have yourself a dessert giant. Next, the empanadas go inside a fryer, a deep fryer, at 425 degrees. Be sure that the oil is nice and clean. At about 2 minutes inside, the empanadas are ready. We simply lift the basket and drain the empanadas, giving away all the excess oil. They're transferred to a plate and ready to be eaten. What you're looking for in an empanada is nice, clean, crisp on the outside, with of course a hot filling that will make your mouth water. And here you have it, the empanadas, fit for a king. The empanadas can be enjoyed with a nice cup of salsa. Break open and you're ready to eat. Comer!
Hello, my name is Richard O. Yang. I was the CEO of Anko Food Machine, and our headquarters is in Taiwan, and we founded it from 1978. And our company started from making some food equipment for Chinese food, and after that we figured out the food is like trending for the worldwide, and the food is very similar. Oh, actually, the first machine is we didn't call that machine. It's actually like equipment. It's a bean sprouter, and which is invented by my grandfather. Actually, he has 4 green boxes. The first one can store the water and which connected to the hose, and the lower 3 boxes which can put in different kind of the green beans or different kind of beans. And after 3 or 4 days, it comes with 3 or 4 boxes fully like sprouts. And that kind is the first equipment that we sell for the worldwide.
So now we have the resolution from our meeting with Sabor Colombiano and Rosario, and we have, I think you can see, great news to report back to her. Using her filling, we got about 10 kilos of her filling from her. We put it in our filling hopper, and you can see the result. We've got the finished product coming out. We're running at a very slow rate right now. Realistically, you're going to run this at probably about 10 times faster than it's going right now. But you can see that the empanada is coming out very similar to the texture that you saw, in the restaurant. So you're not really making any sacrifices. I mean, that looks like a very similar product where that you're going to make. I think she said 5 minutes per. You can see the difference now. If we go ahead and just kind of open it up, I think you have a great picture there. I mean, this is not an easy filling to do. You have some stringiness to the meat there, which is, a lot of machines have a hard time with that. In our design, it's, you can be very lenient with the filling. So it's a great resolution.
Actually, most kind of the food, especially because it's very close to the people and to their culture. So everybody who's not, no matter they're in their home country or they're in the different countries, they're traveling or they are just moving to the other country to work, to living. Actually, all of them are looking for mommy's taste. So actually, for us, it's because all kind of foods are very close to the people, to the culture. So for us, our strategy is because we are selling to a lot of foods, a lot of equipment to different kind of countries. So we have a lot of experience to the people. So we are helping our people, helping our customer to like for different kind of ingredients, different kind of recipe. Also, we cooperate with many of our dealers and agents or even some chefs in different kind of countries. So this kind of agent or this kind of chef, they can help our customer to figure out what is the best recipe of our machines to make their local food. Like for Middle East, we make how to make kuba, the best kuba, how to make the best mamu, how to make the best ravioli and best empanadas. And all of our customers will bring their own handmade recipe, come to us and see, okay, if I can make this my home taste on your machines. And sometimes because handmade and machine made sometimes slightly different, so we are helping our customer to adjust their recipe a little bit to make it can apply on our machines, but they won't affect any texture of the food.
Now let's cook these bad boys up.
All right, so now we're going to get started on our next dish, which is my version of empanadas. I've had empanadas all over the world, even on the side streets of Queens, New York. You know, when you'll find the lady rolling her cart in the morning, she's got the tamales, she's got the empanadas. So I'm real involved in the culture of that type of cuisine. Now, you know, to get started, when we're talking about empanadas and what to do with empanadas, etc., what you can put into it, there's really no rules. I've always found that carnitas, fried pork, actually goes the best with empanadas. But I've even had some really killer, hardcore, you know, vegetable empanadas that have been really off the charts. And you know, empanadas, when they're done with vegetables, sort of remind me of the samosa, which is like the Indian appetizer, which has got some similar qualities to it as well, but much spicier. So we have some ingredients here, and I'd like to walk through what we're going to be using on this particular episode and recipe, because I think it's important that if you want to follow the same taste profile that I'm using, that you use the same products. We're starting with La Morena. We're going to be using some of their jalapenos in this dish as well with the carnitas, which we have here diced and sliced up. Now we got Mother Earth's really good, incredible products here. And what we're going to be using is their red beans over there. We're rehydrating them in water, as you can see, on a slow boil. And we've also reconstituted some of their carrot mixtures as well. Now, I have had things that have been dehydrated. You try to reconstitute them and they just look like a mess. This looks like the real deal. Check them out. Really good product. We're using Solio canola oil. Now, a very good ingredient for frying or just as an additive as well. Check them out. Very clean flavor. Next we're going to be using Eggland's Best Eggs. I like to put a little bit of an egg in my empanada. That's sort of like a Costa Rica thing. At least when the family that I was very close to growing up, they did it like that. So let's get started. So we got a hot pan over here, and we're going to drizzle some oil in there first and foremost. All right, good. What you're never going to do is take any jalapenos and put it in hot oil, otherwise you and everyone around you will be coughing. So we don't want that to happen. However, we will take the onions and the carrots and save the chilies and the jalapenos for absolutely last. Next, we're just going to move that around a little bit just so it kind of picks up the flavor. We're going to add our carnitas in here. Now, when we're making empanadas, or when we're making anything, you can make like a ravioli. It's the same principles apply. The stuffing needs to be somewhat on the thick side and not so much on the runny side, because we don't want it to leak out through the empanada dough that we have here. So it's important that when we're sauteing this, we're not putting a lot of soupy mess in there, not a lot of tomato juice or anything that might water it down and really kill us in the way of when it comes time to fold this thing. So I'm just using the bare bones vegetables here with the carnitas, and I'll show you where we go from there. Now, just to bind it a little bit, I will be adding a little bit of chipotle sauce. And you want to make sure that the carnitas are broken up. I made this last night. I like to take a whole shoulder of pork and braise it in the oven for hours on end until you can pull it apart. Greatest pulled pork you've ever seen. It's a piece of fat there. We don't want that. And as you notice, I'm taking all my pork and breaking it down. Nice. Voila! Add just a little bit. We're not looking for a lot. Now we'll add our jalapenos and our serranos, because we like it spicy in this piece. Oh, nice. Clean you right up. Beautiful. Now, to help it, we're just going to add a little bit of cheese. We got some things, everything from jack pepper cheese. We got cold blade cheese in there. You can add anything you want. You know, obviously not looking for something that is going to really overpower what we got. I mean, maybe that's my Italian background to add a little bit of cheese in there. All right. So we got it right. Now we're going to add our pan that's going to cook our empanadas. We're not quite there yet. We take our carnitas, take our flavored, and these were actually store-bought because I didn't want to go through the process of really making my own fresh empanada mix, which can be tiresome, but also enjoyable, depending on how much time you have. I don't have much time to make the dough. I'd rather spend it on the delicious filling. Now, you saw how it went down, and it sort of stays in a clump, right? And what we're going to do is, I want to turn this around for you here. Okay, and what you want to do is take a fork and press down the ends here. And that'll ensure that it doesn't open up. Now, all right, perfect. Now, it goes back to what I was telling you before, which you don't want a sloppy, soupy mess, right? Because when you're putting it in your empanada, it's going to leak out. And let's face it, you're not going to fry these one at a time after you make them. You're probably going to let them sit for a little while until you've gotten maybe 20 or 30, and if you're in my house, 50 or 60. So what's going to happen is the more runnier your meat paste or whatever you're going to put in there is actually eventually going to seep through the dough. We got an opening here. That's no good. Yeah, make sure you go through this, really, because this will kill the whole process when we fry it. Make sure that there's no open ends. All right, so we got one. We're going to do the two more here, just so you can kind of get the idea. And I grew up with a lot of friends of mine who are Latin influenced, and just every one of them, their mother was a gourmet cook. I don't know if it's just the luck, but it seems like anybody I ever knew I ever grew up with was just a gourmet cook in their kitchen. So whether it was from India, whether it was from Middle East, from Ireland, you'd walk in the house and I'd get incredible flavors from that particular family, which is really, truly a blessing. So I've gotten such an exposure to different types of cuisine and food and really appreciate it. Not to mention, every culture seems to eat dinner later and earlier. So like my house, the Italian household, was 5 o'clock. But yet I went to my friend's house who was from Ireland, and they would eat so late, they'd eat like 7:30. But yet a friend of mine who was from India, they'd had dinner at 4:30. So it's almost like if I got lucky enough, I'd eat 3 or 4 times before the end of the night. All right, on with the fork again. Now, the fork is not the end-all, mean-all, so definitely follow it through with your fingers because you can't trust the fork all the time. And this isn't traditional empanada dough. I bought this, so even though it said empanada, you know, empanada is empanada when it's made fresh, you know what I mean? All right, we're gonna go with one more here. See how the cheese kind of holds it together? And we're going with our last one here. All right, now, we want a hot pan, but we don't want it smoking hot, so when we put the oil there, we want the insides to get hot with this too. And again with the fork. And they look good. I mean, these are big empanadas. You ever go to the catering halls and you get those empanadas that are just a fried mess? They come frozen and just, I've had some disgusting empanadas in my day too. All right, now we're going down with the oil. This is a really cool olive oil thing, probably the first I've ever seen where you actually twist it up, it pulls out the spout. Pretty cool. Close it back down, twist. I like it. All right, so you must need a hot pan with a high oil cooking point temperature because we're probably at about 500 right now. And it looks like this is only going to give me the option to do 2 at a time, which is fine. Now, you got to kind of watch these things because you don't want them to brown too much to where the inside isn't. I mean, even though we've cooked this well, but let's say, you're serving it to your guests right then and there. You don't want a cold filling, you know what I mean? So let's just take a look at these, and they'll cook pretty quick. If you turn this over, see? It's fast. And one thing I've learned about these things is make sure you're generous with the oil. Definitely, it gives them better flavor. Even throw oil on the top. Looking good. And write in. Let me know what your favorite empanada is. I'd love to hear it. We'll post some recipes online. Give it another couple of seconds. All right, these are looking really good. Another second on the side and we can take it off. Very nice looking. Okay, we'll take the last one going down. Woo! Looking good, nice and crispy, nice and hot. Just the way I like it. And essentially what you're doing is, never put a raw filling with this particular, recipe. Don't put a raw filling that hasn't been cooked in the dough because chances are it's not going to be in there too long and you're not going to kill the bacteria. Put something that's cooked in there. And I wouldn't recommend putting something that's piping hot either, like right off the stove, because it will mess around with your closed mixture here. A little more, just a little more. Looking good. All right, just another couple of seconds. We got our beans here. We're almost ready for our eggs. It's almost ready to go. All right, I think we're done. They're finished. All right, now we're going to take our beans, come back over here. We're going to take our eggs. And I love hard-boiled eggs in beans. Gives it a nice flavor. You're going to see what the yolk does to this in a minute. It's going to make a thicker sauce. We're going to give this a spoon. We're almost ready. Looking really good. Egg yolk gives it flavor. It's going to thicken it. Give that another second. And then we're going to add this cheese in there. Perfect. Give this another couple of minutes. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to take our ladle. Thought we'd go with the theme of the show, right? A little colorful stuff. And we just got another couple of seconds for this to get thicker. Raise this fire a bit. We're going to throw the rest of our sliced red pickles and jalapeno. And friends, we are almost ready. Now typically you can take these empanadas, break them open, and dip them in some kind of a sauce. Over here I'm making the sauce itself, layering it down at the bottom of the pan and putting the empanadas over the top. I may actually cut these empanadas as well. Wow, you heard that crunch? And look what I'm saying, that's beautiful in there. Beautiful flavor. And more importantly, you get that crunch, you get the flavor, and we didn't put sloppy, soupy mess in there. We got everything under control. All right, this is ready to go for sure. Nice and thick. Look at that. That's what I'm thinking. You can eat this by itself. And the eggs really take this to a whole nother level. Next, we're going to take our sliced empanadas, arrange them on the plate. Nice. Here you have it. Incredible looking empanadas made with a sauce that's a bit unusual, but when you try it, you'll love it. Thank you for watching this fun-filled episode of Taste This TV. I'm your host, Chef Joe Ciminero. Remember, there are no rules in cooking. Taste this.